Hi. It's Therese here again from Interminable Frivolity. Oh God, I hate it when it does that. Just saying that this week I have another book review. We are going to see the new Black Panther movie on Sunday, so next week's um, blog will be on that. Well, it won't be on that because otherwise that'd be a spoiler alert. But you understand what I'm saying. It'll be a review of the movie, and that'll be it. This week we have a book review on Robinson Crusoe, as you can see here, Robinson Crusoe. So I felt that I always missed out on reading this as a child because my parents wouldn't let me read this as a child because this is, touted as a children's classic. And so now that I'm all grown up, and technically old enough to have grandchildren, I was brave enough to buy it at an op shop for 50 cents. And thank God it was only 50 cents. Oh my goodness. So if you're interested, you'll go back and you'll see that I did a book review on the Swiss Family Robinson when basically they got shipwrecked and all they did was kill everything. They did the European thing in a new land and they just horribly killed everything. Not to eat it, just because they could kill it. And so I thought, oh, we must read Robinson Crusoe. I really must give this a go. Wow, was that a bit of a hard slog? It was a real slog. Goodness me. So it starts off the same sort of thing, boy doesn't want to go into father's things, so boy goes to sea, and through many misadventures, aka whatever that guy's name was that went to the place with the thing, the last book review that I did. He got wrecked and found himself on this island and decided to make a life for himself because he managed to pull the ship apart and drag it ashore. What are the odds of that happening to start with? And, made himself a little house and, it was all good. And it was kind of good reading while this point was happening. It was a bit same because I'd done Swiss Family Robinson and the other one with the guy with going to the thing. So it was a bit same, and that should have maybe broken them up a little bit. But then it changed. It all became very dark. Yes, let's say dark. Because he's on his little island and he's having a lovely time, all the farming and the animals and the skinning of the things and watching all the other shipwrecks go by, so he conveniently found himself more clothes and whatnot. And then we got to the cannibalism. Lots and lots of very explicit cannibalism. And, we're going through that, and you kind of, had to stop reading for a couple of days because your eyeballs would fall out from all the cannibalism, which is more than I ever needed to know about eating other people. Not something that I've ever really seriously thought about. But anyway, so then, you go past that and you kind of get into it, and then we're more farming, surviving, and cows and ostriches and whatnot. And you go, oh, okay, all right, we're back to this. And then he finds his man Friday, and now we've just stepped it up a little bit from obviously he's not the cannibal. This is their tribes people from wherever it is that have come onto his shore and used the island for cannibalism. But then, he just decides, he sees people doing what they do and feeling quite incensed about it, just starts randomly shooting them. He murders a whole bunch of people, and that's where Friday comes from, because he was going to be one of the cannibalized treats for dinner. And so then he has Friday, and that's okay, because Friday kind of pledges himself to him for his life, because he saved him, and I'm okay with that. But then we just keep going with the cannibalism, more and more and more and more, and it's much more. Each time you think, oh God, there can't be more. But wait, there is. There so is, and it just keeps going. And then, eventually gets off the island, and and then he decides to indulge in a bit of white slave trading. Which, slavery of any kind, not okay, not okay. I'm not on board with that. Just like to throw it out there. But not only does he engage in a bit of regular slavery, then he starts white slavery and selling white women into slavery onto the island that he's just left with a bunch of blokes that came over from the mainland where all the cannibalism was. And you're just going, okay, so we've just gone from cannibalism to murder to slavery to white slavery to enslaving women and children. I think we've just lost the children's book award of the year. I think we've just missed out on that one. And it just kept going from just oh my god to oh my god. Poor David hear me reading this in bed, and he'd come running. It's like, you all right? It's like, no, we've just started selling women into anybody in slavery now. Yeah. He's like, oh my god, how much more of your book do you go? It's like, oh well, it's this thick and we're this far into it, and you just keep going. And I'm one of those people that once I start a book, I have to finish it. I made it all the way to the end of The Horse Whisperer, which, to anybody who has read that book, who knows anything about horses at all, you get 3 pages in and you just want to, you're just halfway torn between, just digging out your eyes with a spoon and wishing you're illiterate, because the fact that you can read means you have to just trawl through the interminable dross that is that book. And this is a children's classic. No, I don't know what kind of children they had reading this book way back in 18 Bickety 2. But wow, it was yeah. But that's all I have to say today. Was if you're looking for a little bit of murder, slavery, and cannibalism, Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe is your way forward. And if you're not into those things, then I would suggest that you just be okay with the fact you've never read it and move on with your life. That's what I would say. But that's all for this week. Nice short one. I've done a bit of a rant, and that's it, because I've had a lot going on this week because I'm starting a new job and there's all the training, and my brain hurts. But anyway, Sunday we're going to see the new Black Panther movie. So next week there will be another film review. So looking forward to that. So I hope you have a good weekend, and hopefully you'll see me next week. Okay, bye.